Well, I'd like for all of us to put our hands together for the incoming MIST students, because you all are going to need all the help you can get. So let's get started. So I know this has been a really glorious day for all of us who are graduating, and because I know that none of us want this day to end, I've prepared a very brief 2-hour speech. So I do have the great honor of concluding these proceedings. Thank you very much for the honor. This is the end of our events and of our time in MIST, but although I hate to say it, and it is a cliche, it is the beginning of whatever comes next. Some of us are teachers in the K-12, some of us are employed in private industry. Collectively, however, we have spent 90%, and this is a statistical fact, 90% of the last 15 months in front of our computers, testing our projects on innocent civilians, and or peering at textbooks. We've unraveled the mysteries of the difference between summative and formative evaluation, how the zone of proximal development affects children's development, and how to creatively apply a string of swear words to Adobe Captivate when it yet again screws up one of our projects. We've learned how to run and analyze a t-test on a set of data, how to combine moving images, text, and audio in a learning module to best create the possibility of learning, and to generate instructional content that will make our learners want to keep on learning. We compared and contrasted behaviorism with cognitivism and directed instruction with constructivism, and we've also spent some good time daydreaming about how nice it would be if we could just chuck out a couple of those letters in Addy for our projects. We've also had absolutely no social lives and have tested the mettle of our relationships with our friends and family as we buried ourselves in our attempt to become masters in this wide world of instructional science and technology. Now that this formal learning experience is drawn to a close, it is natural to ask the big questions. Well, what now? Was it worth it? Will I ever be able to lose the 15 pounds that I've put on during the last 10 months? What will I do with all of this stuff that I've learned? These are all the questions that all of us will have to sort of decide for ourselves. The bottom line is that this program, and instructional science and technology in general, is a giant happy spaghetti bowl of instructional systems design, human performance technology, cognitive and behavioral psychology, child development, neuroscience, sociology, computer-human interaction, and anthropology. With all of those rich and storied traditions behind us, the ways that we can potentially benefit from this degree of the MIST program are inevitably ubiquitous and everyday. For most of us, we're already employed at least doing a little bit of instructional design on a daily basis. But I also believe that our newly minted professional degrees can help us on an everyday level and beyond our careers. For example, the next time that one of us sees a TV in the airport, tuned to CNN or Fox News, and there's a talking head jabbering away while there's that line of text that scrolls across the bottom, we know and we can authoritatively say that this produces the split attention effect and quickly contributes to cognitive overload and overall just reduces the learning efficacy of the newscast. When we hear about a new free online class at Stanford on artificial intelligence that has 58,000 students enrolled, we can critically analyze how the instructors might support cognitive, constructivist and collaborative learning principles, and how one might be able to scaffold instruction with what must be such a disparate group of learners. We also know now not to cram 25 points on a single PowerPoint slide, and to break up the monotony of an online delivered presentation with some sort of activity every few minutes. This is where we are now, at the end of the program. But we all know we have so much more to learn, and how do we keep going on this path of learning we've just started and are now completely exhausted by it? I would like to leave you with some ways that we might all go on and keep on learning. Jonathan Foer, and I'm probably mispronouncing his last name, he's a science writer, and he's also the 2006 memory champion of the United States. So this guy memorized a deck of cards in under a minute. He has written about the OK plateau. This is the plateau where we've gained sufficient skills for our needs and we stop pursuing improvement. In other words, for us who are graduating today, right? We've got a degree, we're out of here. As an example for the rest of you, think about typing. Most of us spend at least a couple of hours a day working away on our keywords, typing. But we don't see any additional accuracy or speed of typing from all those hours that we spend practicing. That's the OK plateau that Jonathan Foer is writing about. With typing, we have reached the OK plateau. Mr. Foyer gives us some ways to think about how we can bust past this OK plateau so that we can keep on learning as we go. He actually gives 4 points, and I want to talk about the first 3 very quickly and talk about the last one because I think it's the most interesting. He says to walk in the shoes of someone more competent than you. So for me, that's not going to be hard to find. There's plenty of people more competent than I. Experts crave and thrive on constant and immediate feedback. So getting feedback from other people around you, especially those experts. And treating what you do like a science. Collecting feedback, studying, analyzing those pre-tests and post-tests, those are perfect. And the last thing that he says is, watch yourself fail. He gives the example of figure skaters. The best figure skaters are the ones that don't practice the easy, fun routines, the ones that we might practice if we go to the local ice rink, but rather the ones where you end up inevitably hitting the dust and driving your face into the ice. He says that the best figure skaters are the ones that do those over and over and over, watching themselves fail. So we've all had experiences of watching ourselves fail as we've tried to do our capstone projects. And that is indeed the key to busting past that OK plateau. So with our newly minted master's degree and the chutzpah to continue to bust past that OK plateau, I feel quite certain that we will be able to enjoy continued success in our professional careers, as well as in our personal lives. And with that, I would like to extend a hearty thank you to everyone here, and to our professors in this program, and to our illustrious colleagues. Thank you all.